everyone. We're diving into April, and this month we're going to be asking the question, what is your inner critic protecting you from or hiding you from? And we're going to be using the tarot to give us insights into that question. And then we're going to be using the Fortune Oracle deck to give us some kind of guidance as to how we might shift that energy. Hopefully, that is going to give us some clarity into the patterns that we've been building for ourselves and perhaps lead us to see the truth and start bending our reality toward the future that we actually want. So we have 3 cards here, and also the stars if you want to choose by colors. And the first card is the Handman, and you have the purple stars. The second card is the Tower card, and you have the yellow stars. The third card is the Empress, and you have the pink and red stars. So pick the color or the cards or the combination of the two that you resonate most with, and then we'll dive right into each card. So if you chose card 1, the Handman, welcome to your reading. And the Handman tells me that there are things that are happening, and the results of taking action and keeping things in motion would be favorable for you. And you're just at the edge of making that decision to make the movement. But perhaps you are just taking your time, contemplating, you're calculating, and you are taking measures to make sure that you don't fail to the point where you're stuck in analysis paralysis because you've just been taking a lot of time thinking about the pros and cons of each step. You should be, instead of directing your energy into the planning, perhaps also think about, why am I afraid? Why am I afraid of making a move? Is it because I am afraid of making a mistake and your fear of failure is holding you back? So let's see what the Fortune Oracle deck wants to tell you about your situation here. How should card 1 shift their energy so they can start working towards their goal, making progress? Okay, so you have the Art of Position, and this is telling me that you need to take a stand here. You are the one who is responsible for this stagnation, and you're the one who is responsible to take the initiative and tell yourself, that's it. I'm not going to mull over my decision anymore. I am instead going to take inspired action. Nobody else is really influencing you. It's actually you that is creating this paralysis, and you are the one who is responsible for unstucking yourself. So, what would happen if you do that? Let's ask the tarot. Okay, so I have 2 cards for you. One is King of Wands reverse. So King of Wands reverse, so King of Wands, if it's upright, this is talking about someone who is they are able to accept any challenges because they're very ambitious and they are very passionate about their goals, and they will always take the initiative to maybe lead others or help others to be more productive. But now it's reversed. That means the energy is not really surfacing and it's covered up. And so what you need to do is, the second card is, just go ahead with it, to heck with it. You're just going to do it. And that is the essence of the Fool's card. The Fool card is someone who is very hopeful and sees endless possibilities. Because why would you think that failure is a negative thing, right? Even it is very hard for someone to succeed on something right away without any trials or tribulations. So the Fool is not afraid of lessons on the way to your goal. They see them as possibilities and opportunities and a new chance to shape your reality. So, with that kind of mentality, you would become more confident and you would have the determination to take the initiative to change your reality. So, that is advice from the card for card number one. Please take whatever resonates. And thank you for taking the time to do this reading. Okay, so card number two, you have the Tower card. And the Tower card speaks to me as if you have been stuck in the repetitive cycle of having to change whatever that you're working on. And then just to have it be destroyed by yourself or external circumstances. Perhaps someone said something to you. Perhaps you value their opinion so much that you decide to redo whatever that you're doing, and you just keep being in this constant um scratching off everything that you've just written and then starting again. That sense of having to go through that repetitive cycle of destruction. We're going to look at what the 13 Oracle deck says. Okay, so we have the 24, the threats of renewal. So that really aligns with the Tower card because this card kind of talks about how you might be stuck in a loop of unhelpful patterns, and perhaps you've been wrestling with perfectionism. Maybe you're not just it's not just other people's opinions, but also your self criticism as well, and you're very attached to the outcome. And so you've been building and then destroying and just repeating that cycle over and over again. And so things are not really moving forward that much. And you're just staying in sort of the same situation. And that doesn't lead to growth anywhere. So the advice from the card, this threats and renewal, is that the fact that you've been creating things and then just getting rid of them, it's because you haven't really um, understand what you really want. So if you're truly loving what you want and what you do, then just stick with it and build a solid foundation based on what you truly love to do. So take a moment, step back, and ask yourself, why have I been my worst enemy? What is really holding me back? Why do I keep criticizing myself and torturing myself? And so that would liberate yourself to release your creativity. So let's see what would happen if you do that. If you just have a moment to yourself and then ask those inner questions as to why you keep holding yourself back. Okay. So we have the Five of Swords reversed. And this is telling me that you don't you don't really like this situation either, and you're harboring some resentment either towards people who you think are the cause as to why you keep destroying your own creation, or to yourself who has been the one to do that to yourself. Either way, there's a lot of negativity here, and perhaps that's also preventing you from getting out of the cycle of self-destruction. So let's see, because we need one more card to just see what would, oh, okay, what would happen in the future. So what fell for you is the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is a happy card. And it's also a card that is like celebrating with the people that you love, celebrating with the things that you have created, celebrating with your creative ideas, celebrating with your talents, your capacity, your capabilities, your potential. And stop looking at yourself so critically so that you have the space to create a solid foundation for yourself. So try to let go one last time, and not just letting go of your current progress, but really letting go of your inner criticism. Go to the root of the problem. Is it because of the things that people have projected onto you? So you think that you're not enough or your progress is not enough. So you keep erasing your achievements and then starting over. And that is very important for making that solid foundation so that you can celebrate in the end. Celebrate your creativity, celebrate your inner excellence. Okay, so card number 2, that's the reading for you. Please take whatever resonate, and thank you for joining me for this reading. And that, hi, card number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose Empress card, and this is telling me that perhaps you've been hiding your inner beauty. You've been hiding your talents. You've been hiding your potential because perhaps you are harboring a sense of unworthiness, or you're afraid of being seen, or you're unaware of your potential, or you choose to be unaware of your true beauty. So if that is the case, let's look at what the Fortune Oracle deck advised you to do. So I'll just pick one card from this deck. Okay. Uh, so this one jumped out, and it's saying to let that true beauty out. Perhaps others have been giving you ideas, that have been projecting onto you their own perspectives, but you should be looking at yourself more favorably. If you're not loving yourself, who's going to see you, right? So it is telling you to just let go of what you think others would think of you. And don't trap yourself in those old beliefs, because you have the key to unlock your cage and move to your own rhythm. Let's ask the tarot, what would happen if you do that? So I want 2 cards to come out, please. Okay. So I only have one right here. It's the Page of Wands. So Page of Wands is someone who has great ambition and has the creativity and potential, but you just need to tap into it. And then there would be wonders that are waiting for you. It also shows that you have been choosing to be a follower instead of leaning into your own potential to lead. So let's see if you could tap into your own capabilities and your potential, your talents. If you see yourself as the leader, what would happen? Okay. So I have the World card, which was beautiful because it's saying that yes, perhaps you feel that there's nothing wrong with following other people, but you never really feel that sense of fulfillment. Something is always lacking, and you think that it's because you're not worthy of true fulfillment. And if you can tap into your potential, if you can see your own inner beauty, if you don't hide anymore, if you're not afraid of being seen anymore, if you choose to see yourself truthfully, then you're looking at completion. The feeling that you have all of your efforts have come to fruition, the birth of something truly beautiful, and so much more. So, card number 3, this is advice from the cards for you. Hopefully, that resonates with you and have provided you some helpful insights. Thank you for joining me for this reading.